Raging Gale by James Ryan. Read by the author. Part the 70th. The Trappist Sprung. "Trim the topsails," Captain Sanders commanded, as the raging gale came closer to the galleon. "Musician, belay the chant! All hands, keep ye ears open!" Hope stopped singing as a quiet fell over the ship. Only the rumble of thunder and water, lapping the sides of both the gale and the galleon she was claiming, filled the air. In silence, the mainsail and foresail of the gale brought the ship closer, going half the speed she normally would have chosen to close in on her prey. When the gale's prize came within range of her guns, it was as quiet as Hope had ever heard it aboard the ship. No one moved save for Blosfeld, who looked down upon the galleon from atop the foremast. Hope watched as he suddenly jerked and turned to say something. A shot rang out from the deck of the galleon, and Blosfeld fell from its perch. Hope felt her throat choke as she watched him slip from the top yard, his plummet interrupted by the rope he had wrapped around his left arm to steady himself, swinging him into the foremast with a thud. "Spaniarden!" Blosfeld called from where he hung. "Hip deck is crawling with Spaniards!" At that the air exploded. Hope wasn't sure whose salvo erupted first, the Spaniards or the gale's. After the shot that sent Blosfeld off the top of the fore topsail, she ducked low behind the mainmast. From her vantage point, she heard shot go over her head, like angry whispers demanding silence, followed by the cries of men whose wounds would not allow them to hold their tongues. When the gale suddenly rolled to port, her first thought was that Abigail had been hit by the Spanish muskets. She pictured her captain's body slumped over the tiller, limp and cooling as her blood bathed the quarterdeck. "Now!" Hope heard Abigail cry out, and Collins roared for the guns to fire. In the confusion from the assault, the 4-pounders fired individually, each shot followed by the sound of splintering wood. The cries of the wounded competed with the commands of the ready, as both Collins and Osai called for more shot from below. The gale righted as her boom on the mainsail swung to desperately catch a breeze to put some distance from the galleon. Hope's fear of getting shot could not keep her from raising her head to look at the galleon. As the smoke from the powder dissipated, Hope could see the holes of the gale's shot put in her hull, and as Hope watched, one of the galleon's guns that had been listening in its carriage slipped and rolled aside. In the dissipating smoke, Hope could see that the galleon still had a few guns which were crewed and musketeers coming forward to the edge of the deck with their arms leveled at her. "Ready your arms!" Osai issued a command. "Descendez-vous!" Charles cried as he jumped up to pull Osai down. The warning came just before the Spanish shot, but Hope ducked as she heard them fire. She could not see from the cover she took if the two men had found safety before the shots found them. Thank you for taking this moment with me. If you want to keep up with new chapters as they get posted, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications for when pieces go up.